Brian Maccabee asks, "Hey Junior, what driver from yesteryear would you like to drive against?"
Oh man, I mean that'd be tough to narrow it down. I think racing Kelly Yarborough would be a lot of fun. I've got a lot of respect for him, and there's tons of other guys too that are on that list. Richard Petty and David Pearson, all the guys that you would imagine that were the top guys in the '70s, and that was my favorite era. Probably was the '70s, and just looking at the racing and the style and even the clothing back then, everything about the sport and how it was growing, and it was still a little niche sport at the time, but you could see the potential, and it just looked like a fun era, fun time to be around the sport. And a lot of those drivers from that time I'd be honored to have an opportunity to race.
Kurgman 70 asks, "Dale, what do you think about Casey Kane being a teammate next year at Hendrick Motorsports?"
Well, I think he's going to enjoy being at Hendrick Motorsports and enjoy the talent that is in that building and the power underneath the hood. Everything about the way they go about putting the cars together, the craftsmanship, the pride that they take in their accomplishments and what kind of product they put out. I think that he'll really enjoy it. I don't think it's like anything that he's ever experienced up to this point, and he's going to be glad that he's had an opportunity to work in a place that takes so much pride in what they do.
Have you talked to him much at all about? I mean, he's kind of, he's been in every manufacturer car. I guess with the new cars, they're not that dramatically different, but. Will that help him, do you think, having driven all the other ones, or could it possibly hurt him?
No, I think it'll help him. Just him having the vast experience that he's had over the years and doing several different things, doing things differently just about every season, I think will help him. One of the things that I think if you I'm just guessing here, but when you have all the changes that he's had. There's some things that have stayed the same, such as his crew chief and whatnot,
right.
But he's had a lot of changes, and what that'll do is teach you to be patient as far as working with people. So when he comes into this new environment at Hendrick, his patience will be a virtue to him as he starts to learn the team and learn the people that he's around, and they'll make it as convenient as possible for him as he starts to, he should be able to come in there and hit the ground running and be successful right out of the gate without any problems. There won't be a learning curve for him or anything like that. But his patience, I'm assuming that he's gained over the years from all the changes that have happened to him, whether they were his doing or not, will help him.
Have you been surprised? He's been able to run pretty competitively. Have you been surprised how quickly he's been able to do that at Red Bull?
I haven't been surprised because I knew that Red Bull had good equipment, and Kenny Francis is one of the best crew chiefs in the garage. The guy's an incredible talent, and I knew that no matter where, as long as they were a pair, they could go anywhere and run well.
And now they know not to oversleep for the conference call.
Yeah.
On Tuesdays.
Yeah.
Matt Adkins asks, "How do you feel about racing in Kentucky this year?"
I'm looking forward to it. We went there and tested. I've never raced there. I've tested there a bunch with when we first started having the working with the new COT in the Cup Series. We would go to that track and work a lot. So I'm looking forward to having a race there. I've watched the Nationwide Cars race there. Got a pretty decent idea what racing there will be like. It's a great region for our sport. A lot of fans in that area, so I think it'll be good.
I'm looking forward to it because I'm going to go to a Cincinnati Reds game if they're in town. Ashley Back asks, "Do you have any superstitions?"
I think just the normal ones. Nothing you've never heard of before. I guess walking under ladders and cats running across the street in front of you, things like that.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think those are.
Well, they're pretty universal.
Yeah. I mean, if a cat runs in front of your car as you're driving to the airport for the race weekend, I turn around every time.
Isn't it supposed to be a black cat or just any cat?
Black cat.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's interesting. Has that ever happened?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And you turned around and went a different way?
Go a different way, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. Ed Pups asks, did you see your grandfather's car on American Pickers last night?
No, I didn't. Was it on there? Pretty interesting. I like that show. It's a good show. I like the one. What was the one they need? They need to bring back the Greenville Pickens modified stuff. What was that called? That show on History Channel.
I don't know. Lately, I've been into Storage Wars.
Really?
Yeah.
Madhouse? Yeah, they need to bring
Madhouse.
Madhouse
There
back.
you go.
I don't know why they didn't have a second season of that. It was an awesome show. And
Well,
I guess
so you're going to have to go, I guess, find somebody
Deadliest
to
Catch is
DVR.
getting ready to start back up too. I TiVoed that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a good one. Yeah. That's a good question. What do you like to watch on TV when you?
Well, I like The Office, and I always watch that show. Jersey Shore I watched this past season. I didn't watch the first season, but I watched the last two. They're pretty entertaining. Deadliest Catch, a lot of military channel for some reason. I like, I don't know, watching stuff about World War II, and I'm into all that for some reason, but it drives everybody else crazy. But I like, I always have to have the TV on when I go to sleep, and I used to have it on CNN because the news would put me to sleep, and now it's a military channel. So just an odd piece of information there.
No, I'm a big History Channel fan, and I think A&E they
Yeah.
had a lot of good stuff.
Yeah.
Storage Wars, check that out.
Really?
That's
Right.
pretty cool.
I've seen the previews to that show, and it looks pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
Yeah.
Shannon asks, Dale, if you could have lunch with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
I was thinking about this the other day, and I never can remember the people that it would be. But Dave Grohl from the Foo Fighters, he was in Nirvana. He would definitely be on the guest list, and probably Jeff Bridges, and because I've always thought he was a good actor, or Tom Hanks. That'd be a pretty cool lunch.
That would be a very cool
Yeah.
lunch. Very entertaining.
Yeah.
Kathy Thompson wants to know, while we're on this television role, would you be up to being in a reality TV show?
Yeah, I don't think so. You know, it's the opportunity is definitely there to do things like that, and we've kind of done some things like that in the past, NASCAR 360 or something. But and I think it's fun to watch reality TV, but it's not fun to be reality TV that much. And I think there's some parts of your life that you just like to be your own, and that's kind of the same thing with the Twitter account. You know, if I want to go do something, and if I want to go to Best Buy and buy a video game or you know, do something normal, I want it to be my own, you know, and it's not important for everybody in the world to know all those little things. There's some things that are just, you know, important. I don't know.
Well, hey, you got a right to have a private side.
Yeah, I mean, it's
you
not
know?
that I want to be private. It's not that I want to shut myself off from my fans or anything like that. We've always been a pretty good open book, but
Well, basically, you only get like 2 days a week
Yeah.
as it is. So
the other thing too is when you do a reality TV show, I mean, you do forget they're there eventually, but there's a lot of accommodation to the cameras and the camera crew and the production crew, and they destroy every room they're in, you know, over time.
like this one.
Yeah, like if you could see, yeah.
All right, this is our last question from the fans. It's Johnny Foley. He's going to close it out for us. He says, "Hey, Junior, what is one track you would like to see in the chase that isn't in there now?"
Oh, wow. Well, I mean, I don't really, you know, I don't really have a preference on what tracks are in the chase, but, you know, I think that, I think it'd be fun if they would consider putting a road course in there. A lot of people, you know, I've kind of gone back and forth on that one. We only run 2 a year, and I don't even like the road courses. But to be completely fair about it, you need it to, you know, should the chase be a rail, you know, that, you know, rounded group of tracks of different characteristics, and you definitely have to have a road course in there. So maybe going to Watkins Glen in the late summer might be something that'd be fun to do.
A second time, or just
Move it. Yeah, let's not go there twice.
Yeah, I didn't think you'd want to go there twice. All right, well, thanks to everyone for your questions today. This has been a lot of fun, and thanks for your time, Dale.
Yeah, thank you.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it. Good to have you here.
Yeah, it's fun. Thanks, guys.